terrorized America for nearly 2 decades. His weapons were not guns or explosives in the traditional sense but meticulously crafted bombs, often delivered through the mail. His targets? Universities and airlines, hence the moniker Unabomber. Kaczynski's reign of terror left a trail of fear and uncertainty, forcing the nation to grapple with a chilling question. Who was this brilliant but deeply disturbed individual, and what drove him to such extremes? Theodore John Kaczynski displayed remarkable intelligence from a young age. He excelled academically, particularly in mathematics, a subject that seemed to come naturally to him. By the time he reached high school, his exceptional skills had already set him apart from his classmates. Graduating from Harvard University at the age of 20, Kaczynski's academic journey was nothing short of extraordinary. At Harvard, he was exposed to a rigorous intellectual environment that further honed his analytical skills. However, beneath this veneer of brilliance lay a troubled mind, grappling with social anxieties and a growing disillusionment with the modern world. His interactions with others were often strained, and he found it difficult to form meaningful relationships. This internal turmoil would later play a significant role in shaping his radical views and actions. Kaczynski's promising academic career was cut short. Despite his achievements, he found the academic environment increasingly stifling and unfulfilling. The rigid structures and expectations of academia clashed with his desire for intellectual freedom and autonomy. Kaczynski's decision to leave academia marked the beginning of a new chapter in his life, one that would take him far from the world of higher education. This marked a turning point in his life, a descent from the ivory towers of academia into the seclusion of the Montana wilderness. Seeking solace and simplicity, Kaczynski retreated to a small, isolated cabin where he could live off the grid. In 1971, Kaczynski retreated to a remote cabin near Lincoln, Montana. He sought solace in a simpler life, one devoid of the technological advancements and societal pressures that he had come to despise. He lived off the land, hunting, fishing, and growing his own food. But Kaczynski's self-imposed isolation was not a peaceful retreat. It was instead a breeding ground for his radical ideology. He delved into books on philosophy, sociology, and technology, his thoughts growing increasingly dark and twisted. He became convinced that modern society, particularly its technological progress, was inherently flawed, leading humanity down a path of self-destruction. This conviction would have devastating consequences. Kaczynski's disdain for technology and modern society soon morphed into something far more sinister, a violent campaign of terror. Between 1978 and 1995, he mailed or hand-delivered a series of increasingly sophisticated bombs. His targets were carefully chosen: university professors, computer store owners, advertising executives, individuals he believed were directly involved in the advancement of technology. The Unabomber's bombs were not mere acts of vandalism, they were deadly instruments of terror. 3 people lost their lives during his bombing spree, while 23 others suffered severe injuries. The meticulously crafted bombs, often disguised in wooden boxes, instilled widespread fear and paranoia. In 1995, Kaczynski offered a chilling glimpse into his twisted ideology. This manifesto, which he painstakingly wrote over several years, was a culmination of his deep-seated beliefs and frustrations with the modern world. He sent a 35,000-word manifesto titled Industrial Society and Its Future to major newspapers and magazines. This was not just a random act, it was a calculated move to ensure his message reached as many people as possible. The manifesto was a rambling, often incoherent diatribe against modern society. It was filled with complex arguments and dense text, making it a challenging read for anyone who attempted to understand it. Kaczynski argued that technological progress was a form of tyranny, enslaving humanity and destroying the natural world. He believed that the rapid advancements in technology were not only detrimental to human freedom, but also to the environment. He called for a complete overthrow of the industrial system, a return to a primitive, pre-technological way of life. Kaczynski envisioned a world where humans lived in harmony with nature, free from the chains of modern technology. Despite its flaws and often disturbing logic, the manifesto captured the attention of the nation. It was a topic of intense discussion, with people from all walks of life weighing in on its content and implications. It sparked widespread debate about the role of technology in society, a debate that continues to this day. The questions Kaczynski raised about the impact of technological progress on human freedom and the environment remain relevant, prompting ongoing discussions and reflections. The FBI had been on the Unabomber's trail for years, their investigation growing into one of the longest and most expensive in the agency's history. They faced a formidable challenge: a ghost-like figure who left little to no trace. Kaczynski was meticulous in his bomb-making, using common materials to avoid detection. The publication of the manifesto, however, proved to be Kaczynski's undoing. His brother, David Kaczynski, recognized the writing style and contacted the authorities. The FBI, acting on this tip, descended upon Kaczynski's remote cabin in Montana, where they found a trove of incriminating evidence, including bomb-making materials and a handwritten copy of the manifesto. On April 3, 1996, Theodore Kaczynski was arrested at his Montana cabin. The nation breathed a collective sigh of relief as the long and terrifying reign of the Unabomber came to an end. Kaczynski was charged with multiple counts of murder, attempted murder, and using weapons of mass destruction. Facing overwhelming evidence, Kaczynski eventually pleaded guilty to all charges. He was sentenced to life in prison, without the possibility of parole. This age-old conflict has taken on new dimensions in the modern era, where the rapid pace of technological advancement often clashes with the timeless rhythms of the natural world. The capture and conviction of Theodore Kaczynski, infamously known as the Unabomber, did not erase the fear and unease he had sown. His campaign of terror, targeting those he believed were advancing technology at the expense of nature, left a lasting scar on the collective psyche. His actions sparked a national conversation about the potential dark side of technological progress and its impact on the natural world. The document, meticulously crafted in his remote cabin, laid bare his belief that technology was eroding human freedom and destroying the environment. Kaczynski's legacy is a complex and troubling one. Media coverage at the time painted him as a madman, but his ideas found a disturbing resonance with some. The headlines, "He was a brilliant mind driven to madness," a stark reminder of the potential for intelligence to be twisted into something dangerous and destructive. His descent into extremism serves as a cautionary tale about the fragility of the human mind and the thin line between genius and insanity. The story of Theodore Kaczynski is a haunting reminder of what can happen when that balance is lost.